then Mike said, Democrats have skipped town and abandoned their post. That is also a lie. Mike sent Republicans home after passing the continuing resolution and has not held a legislative session in the House other than to do what is required of Congress to show up every few days and say that it is open. And he said that that he won't open the House for business until the government opens. Democrats are in DC ready for the government to open. Republicans aren't. And one day Mike says that the Democrats are the ones who ran out of town, when on the other hand, he says that his party's members are in their districts doing important work. Have they held a town hall yet? I don't think that a Republican House member who has been on vacation for the last month has held even one town hall. So what information and what work are they doing? Then Brooke Collins, not Rollins, Brooke Collins says about the SNAP contingency, by law, contingency fund can only flow when the underlying fund is flowing. And Mike says Democrats are lying. Again, false. Because 25 attorney generals across the country have sued the federal government for the dispersal of the contingency emergency funds for SNAP. Then he goes on to say Democrats want to give illegal aliens health care. First of all, no human being is illegal. The proper term is undocumented immigrant. And Medicaid does not pay for undocumented immigrants. The only time that a person who is undocumented is cared for and Medicaid comes into play is if they end up in an emergency room. As a matter of medical practice and the Hippocratic oath that doctors take, they are not allowed to turn away care for those in dire need and who are in life-threatening situations. And that's the only time Medicaid covers any costs, so as to not conflict with the Hippocratic oath and the basic decency that you can't let people, whether they be undocumented or documented or citizens, to die in front of you when you have the ability to stop that. And that's a very small fraction of the entire Medicaid budget. Excuse me. I think it's maybe like less than 1% of the Medicaid budget or something that it happens. It's not allocated that way, but Medicaid covers those costs should that happen. And there's no evidence that that system is in any way exploited. So then Mike Johnson goes on to blame Democrats, saying that Democrats are blaming Republicans for cutting off SNAP, because that is what the Republicans did in the big bad bill. And now that's what they're doing by blocking the use of the contingency funds to cover the emergency that we're currently facing. So it is the Republicans who have stopped the government because they are in power. They hold the House of Representatives, the Senate, and the White House. But they will not give the American people basic SNAP assistance through the contingency fund or through the big bad bill. They're not going to extend the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare subsidies, while they talk ill of Obamacare. But there really isn't any other alternative that the Republicans have come up with in the last 10 years. And even to this day, they don't have a plan for what they're going to do with healthcare. So, despite that, they have tried to overturn Obamacare 70 times, 70, and they have failed to do so.